is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we listen to all of their records, rank them from worst to best, give our biggest banger and stinker from each of those records. Try to have a good time doing it. This week we are doing Unwritten Law. We're doing all 7 of their records. And my name is Tyler. Way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. And that's all I have for the boring intro. Let's get right into it. With Unwritten Law, their worst record. What do you got, Jeff? Go.
The Hum. Coming at ya. The Hum. This is their last record. 2022. Mm-hmm. This band's been around a long time. Like, you can't just keep putting out records that are great, that are bangers, that are unique, that are new, that are fresh. But this is still pretty like compared to some of the bands that put out records, 30 years later, this is better than most. This is still pretty fun. There was still some bangers on this record, but there was definitely some stinkers. And this is when, so like my favorite one was Murder Days. It was just kind of like the most fast, aggressive song on the record. But then like one of the worst songs they've ever done was on this record.
What song is it?
And this is when I got really mad because I looked and I was like, I wonder, no, he wouldn't do that. He's not that stupid. So I had to look at your playlist that you've been doing, that you've been compiling.
Oh, is it on there?
And it's on there. You put Little Lies on there? The fucking Fleetwood Mac cover?
Is it a Fleetwood Mac cover?
Tell me sweet little lies.
Oh, I guess it is, huh?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah,
that is on your best of playlist.
So people listening, what I've been doing recently is as we're going through all these, whatever we're listening to for the week, I just make a best of playlist. And let me look at my playlist.
You make something.
I have 31 songs. I do have Little Lies, yeah.
It's the last one.
Lies.
It's so bad.
That's the last one.
First of all, that song sucked by Fleetwood Mac, and this is just a worse rendition.
I didn't even realize it was Fleetwood. It was a Fleetwood Mac song. Damn.
You should just take it off right now because it's so bad. Like,
I'll listen to it again, and then I might take it off.
And like to make like matters worse, and like I know it's cute and it's endearing, but like he has his daughter sing with him on this one.
Adorable.
It's just like, dude, I just don't give a fuck. Like, it's so bad. This song sucks. This rendition sucks. It is absolutely god awful. It's one of the worst things they've ever done.
Okay.
One of them. But yeah, the Hum coming at you.
All right, so my number 7 is Oz Factor, their second record from 1996. This record, I'll say this right now. I really enjoyed all of their records. I wouldn't get them all on vinyl, but I did get quite a few of them. But yeah, I really don't have too many bad things to say about this band or these records. This one was produced by Greg Graffin from Bad Religion. So the first 2 records, honestly... What?
Sound like you said Greg, like GRA with a thing above the A-G-E, like Greg, like Cage, like Greg.
Like I'm Canadian or something?
Or like Greg?
German?
I don't know. Greg.
Greg. I'm like I'm Canadian.
Greg
Graffin.
Hey there, Greg.
So anyway, he's the singer from Bad Religion, if you don't know. But the first 2 Unwritten Law records, they sound a lot like Bad Religion, Green Day, and things like that. And it makes sense that Greg did this record. This sounds kind of like a knockoff Bad Religion record with a ton of Dookie era Green Day thrown in there as well. This is 1996, so Dookie had been out for 2 years at this point, and I get it. This is good. It's fast. It's punk. They're dabbling more into the melodic stuff. They just have not quite refined it yet on this record. It's still solid. I wouldn't get it. It's not even on. It's never been pressed, but it's still good. I put, I think, 3 songs off this record on my best of playlist. And banger is Superman. I know it's kind of one of the more popular songs, but yeah, whatever. Stinker is Differences. This is not a bad song. It's just kind of one of the slowest songs, even though it's not slow. It just sounds kind of filler. Just sounds kind of like everything else on the record. But otherwise, Oz Factor, it's good. I would give this a 2 out of 3. 3 is a perfect album. 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to. 1 is a bad album, but give it a shot. And 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. I would give this a 2. This is good.
Damn,
I would go back to it. So There you go. What do you got for number 6?
You're a wild boy. Swan. Stop looking at me, Swan. 2011, their 6th record. This is kind of like their most aggressive and heavy record. It's pretty solid hard rock from like this era, from this like 2010 to 2020 era. There's a couple stinkers on here, but overall, like, I enjoyed this one because there's like a hint of Theater Kid kind of music here. Like in the song "Let You Go," had that kind of like same My Chemical Romance structure to it, which I like and I dig, and it's fun, and it just makes for a more interesting kind of mediocre rock song, and I have nothing against it. So Swan was fun, but like, nah, I probably wouldn't go back to this. Never mind. That was my banger. Perfect pop punk banger. More pop than punk, but fucking hell, it's catchy. I mean, they have some songs that are like they have no right to be that catchy. Outside of like Elva too, like stuff that I'm just like, holy shit, dude, that's crazy. Like I can still hum right now because of how catchy they are. The worst song on Swan was "Love, Love, Love." This might be their worst song. Like Little Lies is one of their worst songs, but "Love, Love, Love" might be their worst song they've ever done.
But even then, it's not good. It's not good. But
Is that on your playlist?
It's not. No, it's definitely not. But even then, it's not like it's endearing. It's endearing.
I don't find that endearing at all.
All right, so Swan. So Swan is your number 7 or 6. Sorry. All right, so my number 6 is The Hum. 7th record, 2022, their latest record. This one, it's plagued with a lot of modern production techniques, a lot of Feldy sounding stuff with electronic stuff, especially in the choruses, to kind of really just kind of fill in the empty space, the empty air, just to make this disgusting wall of sound. Which I don't like, obviously, but this band is just good. Like Scott Russo, the singer, he writes a lot of these songs, and I mean, he just writes catchy melodies, man. I think he's really underrated. I will say this too. So we spent 2 weeks doing Unwritten Law because you were out for a week, and I've listened to each of these records at least 3 times, because they're really good. Even like their bad stuff is fucking great. And I almost got The Hum on vinyl. It's like $15 on Amazon. It's super fucking cheap, but it's just I have to settle down. So The Hum, I think it's just melody wise, it's all fucking there. Production wise, I think it's like I said, it's plagued with modern style and sensibility. I hear a lot of Third Eye Blind on this one as well, which is cool because we love our Stephen Jenkins. Banger is Lighthead. Faster tune, pretty damn heavy riff, solid harms and woes, because they gotta have the woes. You gotta have those modern woes in your song, fucking John Feldman style. Stinker, magnetic, mid-tempo song, very, very Feldy sounding production on this one. It's not terrible, but it's just I had to just pick a stinker off this one. So that's what you got there. So The Hum is my number 6. What do you got for number 5?
Coming at ya.
What do you got for number 5?
Oh, let's see. Number 5, Oz Factor. Their second record. This is the last of the records where I probably won't go back to very often, if ever. Oz Factor, second record, 96. This is definitely tighter than their first record. Everyone's playing better, and it seems like they're trying way fucking harder. But that's just because we have Greg. We have Greg, don't you know, from Bad Religion.
Greg Graffin,
don't you know? Every time I do like a Wisconsin accent, I just think of remember Bobby's World?
Bobby's World, yeah.
I just say don't you know, and that after everything, and I think that's people understand that from at least America.
If you're a millennial, yeah, you probably watched Bobby's World when growing up when you were a kid.
Big. You got a big the Hoosier, yeah.
So annoying.
Yeah, Greg produced this one, and there's for sure auditory influence from him. These songs sound like fucking Bad Religion, dude. Just that iconic Bad Religion sound from the 90s, that kind of angsty, folky punk thing they got going on. They did every fucking time. It's here. They re-recorded some of these songs and focused more on like the vocals and tightness of the songs, which I think kind of diminished like the punk appeal for me.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it sits for sure like below Blue Room and so low here. I just think like overall what made this one, it's not like as aggressive or teen angsty, I guess, as Blue Room. So it's never going to be for me as good. It's going to sound a little disingenuous, a little sell out-y, because it's like, man, like you guys had a sound and then you developed your own sound and had a sound after this record, but this record just sounds like Bad Religion, but like light. Legend of Johnny and Sarah, that was my favorite song. Just a stupid fucking catchy song. Differences, yeah. That's a Blink song though, dude. That is straight up a fucking
You
Blink
can hear
song.
so much Blink. And it makes sense. They're from Poway.
Crazy.
So you could totally hear that.
There's a lot of Blink in their first record and then this record too. But yeah, Differences, that is a fucking Blink song through and through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. It's your number 5 then. What was your stinker?
Differences.
Oh, I thought, okay, never mind. I thought you said, never mind.
Because it should have just been a Blink song. Would have been better.
All right. My number 5 is Unwritten Law's Unwritten Law, or otherwise known as the Black Album.
The Black Album.
Unwritten Law, their third record from '98. This one, it's solid. It's really good, but this is the transition record for them. This is when they've really kind of they've blended the early pop punk stuff, but are really trying to do the more melodic stuff, and it hits really well. Like it's really, really good, but I need some more cohesiveness. Like it was just a little all over the place, but I still really liked it. And honestly, I would get this on vinyl. I really would. Whoa. This is where I would start getting these records on vinyl.
Maybe a Swan song?
Possibly. We haven't gotten there yet. So I really do like this record a lot. It's expensive though, so that's why I don't have it on vinyl. But it's just this really great transition record. And usually transition records are not that great, but this one is solid. The melodies are really good, but they gotta pick a lane in some of these songs because some of them just don't make sense. You know, I don't know. You gotta have either a pop punk song, pop rock song, or just a straight up punk song. You can't really. It just doesn't work for them when they try to mix it up. So, banger, harmonic. It's the opener. Fast song, reminds me a lot of early Yellow Card, which is cool. Great Yellow Card. Stinker, Before I Go, slow song, kind of ballady, but it's definitely not a bad song. I also really another kind of banger too is 418, the last song on the record. Kind of this, it's their like they have a couple prog songs, like Unwritten Law prog songs, and that's what this one is. 418 is a solid closer to the record. So I really like this record a lot, and yeah, I don't know. That's all I got. I just really like Unwritten Law now. I had no idea I liked them this much.
You're an Unwritten Lawman now.
I am an Unwritten Lawman now. So what do you got for number 4?
Unwritten Law, the Black Album. Yeah, this is it's kind of funny that you say that they don't do like pick a lane, stay in it type of thing, which is like crazy because like Elva is riddled with not that, and they just do whatever the fuck they want to do in Elva. And it's, I don't know. This band's so fucking weird. But, yeah, this is a very, very pop-focused record for them. This is a complete, like, 180 from the direction they were heading after Oz Factor, after getting, like, Greg to produce, and after sounding like another band. This is not what, like, I guess people would expect from them into the late 90s. Especially because, like, I mean, Blink is about to just dominate the entirety of pop punk. So after 99, like, just change direction entirely, and they're already kind of doing that here. I think this starts off incredibly strong, but I think we hit rock bottom when we hit Kaylin, because that song sucks, dude, and I fucking hate it. And they just, like, I get it, dude. Kaylin's his daughter, and it's cute, and it's fun, and it's just, man, that song sucks. But after that, it does recover, and we get a lot of really, really rad songs in the later middle part of the record, and like that closer's wild. But there's also times over the course of his career where he sings like one of the guys from Less Than Jake. Other times he sings like Jim Lindberg. Other times he sings like Mike Herrera. Like, this dude sounds like so many fucking people, and it's wild.
But he's good at it too. Like he sounds like them, but it never sounds like he's trying to rip them off. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want to be a cover band.
I think it's more like just because he played a lot of shows with these same guys and they're all playing the same kind of like silly skate punky kind of music, it's just the influence is going to rub off no matter what. And I don't know. I don't fault them for it at all. I think it's really cool. Genocide was my favorite. Dude, solid punk song. Very Jim from Pennywise sounding in the vocals, but god damn, that was a fun song. And then obviously Kalen. That song sucks, dude.
Genocide made my playlist. So, God, what do I have? 5 songs from this record on the playlist.
See, I suggested that he just like, dude, just pick the top 10 best Unwritten Law songs. And like, I don't want to do that because I want to do all Unwritten Law songs and do the bad ones too, like Little Lies. So that's what you do. I don't know.
So this is actually what happened. So Jeff said you should just condense it to the best 10 songs for the playlist, and I get that. I like that. I like that way of doing it. But also when I create these playlists, I like to go back and listen to this band for like an hour, maybe 2 hours just of their music. And 10 songs, that's going to last you, for this band, 35, 40 minutes. Yeah,
that's all you need. Move on.
But see, when I listen to a band, I like to listen to a lot of their stuff, for over a couple hours. That's just how I am. So
that's what the fucking pod week is for.
And I'm going to go back and listen to this playlist a lot. It's fucking great. And listen to a lot of these records in there. Why are you doing that? So disrespectful. But anyway.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. I didn't know that was your favorite song now. That's crazy.
Anyway.
You like it. I don't like it.
I do like it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I like it.
That song sucks.
I don't care. I like it. Number 4 is Blue Room. First record from 94.
Dude, you crazy. You put Swan so fucking high.
This is just a great punk record, like a really, really good skate punk record. I got this on vinyl. It was only ever pressed once last year, or 23 or 24, I don't remember now. It was a Record Store Day release. Picked that one up from Discogs, and it's just, it's what you'd expect from a skate punk band. I mean, that's what this fucking is. I think it's like 35 minutes long. You of course hear the Bad Religion, you hear the Pennywise, you hear a lot of Blink on here, but it makes sense because they're from Poway as well. But in the end, they kind of make it their own. Like, it's, once again, like, you can hear the influences from the scene, but they're still their own. Like, they're still Unwritten Law. They're still their own fucking band, and I really, really dig it. And I really enjoyed this record a lot. Banger, Obsession, just an awesome skate punk song, super catchy hook. Stinker, Kill to Breathe, only because the opening of the song was a bit slower, and then all of a sudden it drops into this punk song. But really, that's the only reason why it's a stinker, because that part just doesn't make sense. It's unnecessary, but otherwise, I have no issues with this. I'm glad I got it on vinyl. Did you get this one on vinyl?
No, I haven't got anything on vinyls.
I know you ordered at least one.
Psych! I got it the other day. I got Elva. I don't have this one yet though. I do want this one though, but I'm not a corporate shill for Amazon like you are, so I'll probably just wait.
I literally just said I bought this on Discogs.
So that's fine.
About a minute ago, I said I bought this on Discogs.
Yeah, from the Amazon Discogs, I get it.
Yeah. I wonder if Amazon does have a Discogs.
That would be crazy. Huh? That would be
I wouldn't be surprised.
Up.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if they created a bunch of like kind of bot accounts. But they were just everything was coming from Amazon. I actually wouldn't be surprised with that.
Drop shipping from Amazon. Fucking
yeah, that'd be fucked up.
Fucked up.
because they know they could charge things higher at a higher rate on Discogs as well. That's annoying. Anyway, what do you got for number 3? Go.
Here's to the Morning. Here's to the Morning. Their 5th record, 2005. This was really close to being number 2, and I listened to, besides the album of the week, this record the second most this week, just because I didn't know if I was going to put it at number 2 or number 3. Ultimately, it came down to just, if I had to pick something, it just came down to the lack of like more punk tracks, because I like that sound that they do, which obviously I haven't talked about Blue Room yet, but they do the non-punk stuff just fucking like the best here. It's like their best pop rock record. And it's almost like, which is kind of funny too, but it's almost all co-written by Amy Interrupter, who I know you're a big fan of.
But
it's pretty wild. It's a pretty wild record because like when I talked about earlier, some of the songs they've written are so catchy, like it shouldn't even exist. I think this record should have made them like millionaires. I think this record should have made them not be a working band anymore, but now be more of like a house band somewhere, and they don't have to work so hard. Whereas like Unwritten Law has just long been a band that puts in fucking effort. They put in work and they go on tour and they're out there and they're doing stuff because they have to make rent. Whereas this record should have been that record to where they don't have to work so fucking hard because the songs are here. No, dude, that song's Celebration.
The song,
like,
yeah,
what?
Celebration song.
Are you crazy? Like how? What?
Yeah.
How did that not blow up? Like Celebration should be, even though Up All Night is like their biggest song and everybody fucking knows it and it's a banger of a song. Like Celebration is maybe like their best song. Like that's unreal stuff. That's like God tiers kind of stuff. That's stuff that like bands dream about writing. Like I'm singing it right now. I'm at the it's crazy. That's crazy.
But that melody right there, the way you just sang, that's from another song, but I cannot place it. I've been trying to think of it for the last 2 weeks. I cannot figure it's from something else. It really
I think so too. And I think I had it earlier this week and then I just never wrote it down. But because there's another song too, the song called "Save Me," which is, I think it's like the cheesiest song on the record, but man, I fucking love it so much. It's so like I don't know, this goofy ass like adult contemporary garbageness. But "Save Me" sounds like there was this video game in like 2005 era. Oh no, I can't remember what the name of the song or the video game was. But anyway, they did a song to tie in with the game, and the theme to that song was identical to "Save Me." And I was like, oh, dude, that's that fucking Mercenary. I think it was called Mercenaries.
That was the game?
Yeah.
I don't remember. What was it for? N64?
Yeah, it was. So the song was called "Oh No You Didn't," and it was the Mercenaries 2 anthem, 2008. Okay, so that was 2008.
Was it PS3 then?
I think it came out for Xbox, maybe. I remember John played it. I don't think I ever played it.
I don't remember.
But we used to sing this. If you heard the song, you might remember the song because we used to play this song all the time. Fucking Ryan loved this song. John loved the song. I love the song. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that reminds me of "Save Me." But damn, dude, like there's so many fucking bangers on "Here's to the Morning." Like, this isn't really like a punk record. This isn't really like something that is going to stand out, kind of like Elva was. It's not like a whole lot of darkness to this. It's just a fucking really good pop rock record from a bunch of guys that are just like skate punkers, and this is impressive. And again, dude, Celebration, that song's wild.
It's crazy good. It's crazy good. I mean,
and then like the acoustic ones too. The acoustic versions were just as good. Like I liked them just as much as I did the normal one. That song's insane. That's
another thing we should talk about too. Should we talk about the acoustic stuff on the main episode? No, we'll talk about it on this one because it would make more sense on this actually. So let me just say this: "Here's to the Morning" is also my number 3, third favorite.
Swan is your number 2.
And maybe Celebration song. There he goes. I
haven't laughed in a week.
Celebration song is my favorite song on this record as well, and I will agree with you that so they have an acoustic record, or they have two acoustic records. One of them is just straight up like what you'd expect an acoustic record to be. The other one is like it's like
remix acoustic.
Yeah, it's a remix
something.
Acoustic. Yeah, there's like electronic shit. It was fine. It was a little cheesy, a little dumb. The one with the shark on the cover, right? Like the great white shark on the cover. Yeah, I think it was from 2017. But Music in High Places was the other acoustic one, right? From 03.
Yeah, where they like sang at Yellowstone and other parks and shit.
And I guess that record like blew up though. Like apparently they recorded it and MTV didn't want to put it out, but then I guess some other channel put it out and it like actually blew up. Nobody really realized it would. But yeah. Anyway, it just their acoustic renditions of these songs are fucking fantastic. They're fucking great. This band is so good. This band, I cannot stop singing its praises. I've listened to Heroes of the Morning probably 5 times over the last couple weeks, both on vinyl because I do have this on vinyl and on Spotify. It's fucking fantastic. and it's still bugging me that I cannot figure out what that dun 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 from Celebration song is. You know what it is? Putting on the Ritz by Taco. If
I was
you're
thinking,
blue, you don't. It's kind of, it's similar, right?
Istanbul too, yeah, like that's like
Istanbul, yeah. There we go. We did it.
Boom, 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 boom.
We figured it out. Figured out the mystery. If you're blue and you dum. Yeah, it's the same. It's all three songs. Putting on the Ritz, Constantinople, and Celebration song. I fucking love it. It's fucking fantastic.
It's a good song.
It's so good.
I cannot believe that when it came on. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, no, this is way too good.
And there's another thing. So hold on, let me see here. I just brought up Spotify real quick. So Celebration song is their most streamed song on Spotify for what that's worth. So Celebration song has 24 million streams, which doesn't even seem like a lot, but they have 24 million. Seeing Red has 16 million, and Up All Night it doesn't even is under 2 million. Which I think the reason for that is because on Spotify there's two versions of Elva. There's there's the edited version, and then there's the normal version where they're allowed to say Roach. I was really surprised to see Celebration song be so high. But anyway, this is also a record where there was a lot of turmoil in the band, a lot of fighting. It seems like Scott Russo's kind of the guy in the band that people don't get along with. And
the main songwriter and creative control driving force of the band. Oh, yeah.
That too. So they had a couple drummers on this record. Tony Palermo, who eventually joined Papa Roach and is still in Papa Roach, and also Adrian Young from No Doubt. He played on half of these songs as well. So they got a couple new guys on this record, and I mean, this is taking Elva and taking it to a more pop rock extreme, and I have no problem with that. I think he writes great melodies. He writes great pop melodies, and this record has some of the heaviest riffs in their entire career. Like, just the way that they were able to mix both of those things on this record was just perfection. I think this record's fantastic. And when I worked at Tower Records, I got the promo CD. We got the promo CD of this at Tower Records, and I took it home. I still have it too. So I have the promo CD. I wonder if it's worth anything. I should have looked it up. But I do have the promo of this record.
Should have looked it up. Should known better.
Yes, Tom DeLonge. There you go. There's a connection, dude. So let's get into your number 2. What do you got for number 2? Go.
Blue Room. Their first record. It's just skate punk to the max. It's so much like early Blink. It's scary, but like I dig. I like how punky it gets without getting too wild. It's bouncy fun. It's pretty damn good. It's a great starting point for this band. And like at a tight 30 minutes, it's a fucking perfect listen. And I have nothing negative to say about music that is just lighthearted and just, it's the fucking Michelob Ultra. I just don't even care. It's so fucking good. I love it. Very much like a lot of MXPX. It's just exactly this. Just dumb it down. No fluff. Call it a day. That's it. I thought it was really fun.
Okay.
What About Me? That was my favorite song. It's a cool blend of like skate punk Pennywise with lighthearted Cheshire era Blink. And it's like, damn, that's a good one. Blurred, part 2, the closer. I don't think it's a bad song. It was just the last song, I guess. I don't know. I have nothing negative to say about this record. I loved it a lot.
Fair enough.
And it's the only record that sounds like this from them. Like even the Oz Factor immediately started doing something different that just, I don't know, like so many people abandoned the sound I mean, there's a lot of good reason to abandon this dumbed down sound. I get it, but man, like pop bands are a dime a dozen, and I want to go back to a simpler time.
I get
skate punk music from the 90s.
I do miss it, but it got really kind of boring and stale. I mean, you throw in some of those MXPX records, Millencolin, You throw in just a lot of the
You're just saying stuff now.
Lagwagon.
You're just saying.
I'm just naming bands that I know David Chitty loves.
Yeah, you're just saying stuff now.
I wonder if you'll even listen to this. But
I don't know if he likes Millencolin though.
No, come
sure
on. Millencolin is definitely a David Chitty band.
I like Millencolin.
I know, but it's definitely a Chitty band. Like those are his bands. Come on. He's a little bit older than us. He grew up more in that mid '90s scene than we did. So, so that's your number 2.
You can't save me.
Oh, I forgot to look it up, but the artwork for that record for Blue Room,
right?
Great artwork. And you came up with the thought that it's possibly the same guys who did the artwork or the video game Psychonauts, or same guy who did Psychonauts for PS2. Was it PS2?
It PS1. I think the first Psychonauts was PS1, right?
Was it? I don't know.
It might have been PS2. Anyway, the cover art was done by this guy named Nathan something, but they called him Bagel. And then the Psychonauts dude ended up working for like Lucas Arts, and he was also named Nathan Stapley, nicknamed Bagel. And it's like, come on, dude, like Nathan Stapley, okay, maybe like you have the same name, but you also have the same fucking nickname, like nah. But then I couldn't definitively tell whether or not it was the same guy. And then I went to the guy's like Instagram page, and I scrolled all the way down to the beginning, and like there was never a mention of him doing like Unwritten Law stuff. And so I was like, okay, maybe it's not him, but like there's just too much like circumstantial evidence. Well, and it looks the fucking same, dude. The artwork is like the same.
He has a style.
And that's just cool. That's cool. Like this guy did like the Unwritten Law first record, and then goes on to do like Psychonauts, and just works with like Tim Schafer and Double Fine, and does a bunch of cool video games. That's awesome.
Yeah, Psychonauts.
Good for him. Well, you wouldn't know because you never finished it. So
there we go. Yes, I did.
You got caught.
No. Okay. Anyway, so my number 2 is Swan, 6th record from 2011. I loved this record. I would get it on vinyl, but it's never been pressed.
God.
Settle down. This is their greatest pop record, and like I said, I think they do pop rock records, pop rock songs super well. Scott Russo's a great songwriter in that sense, and that's what this is. This is the only record to feature drummer, Dylan Howard, and his drumming on here is the best drumming performance on any of their records. He was fantastic, killed it on so many of these songs. I mean, he varied it up. His fills were fucking amazing. The use of the disco beats and the right parts were fucking perfect. I mean, just it added so much to these songs, and some of the catchiest shit was on this record. I would say some of the catchiest shit was on this record. Also some super heavy elements too. Maybe not their heaviest, but some very heavy elements as well. Some really cool like metal Pantera kind of stuff every once in a while. I just think this record is fantastic, and I knew that you weren't really into this record, so I went back and listened to it several times just to kind of make sure I really did like it, and every single time I dug it. I totally dig this record. It's fucking great. So underrated. Stinker though, love, love, love. I agree with you. That song is like probably their worst song. Banger though, Chicken, Ready to Go. This features Del the Funky Homo Sapien. Raps on it, super metal riff.
Dude, that song's fine, man.
Dude, it's so good. Like it's such like a rad throwback to like the Anthrax Public Enemy kind of thing. Like it was so intentionally that like they weren't trying to do something new or different. They were just trying to have a great fucking time, and it shows. Like this is a great fucking song, and it's a great record. I was blown away by this record. Like I almost put this as my number 1.
That's crazy.
Like today, because I listened to this record again today after I listened to Elva.
I would have been done.
And I almost put this as number 1. I really, really enjoyed this record. So
I would have called this whole thing off. We're done.
So Swan, I think it's a fantastic record. And there's like no like information about this. The only real thing you could find about it is that they did like a not a Kickstarter, but they did like a fan submission thing to pick the artwork, and they picked like the best of the artwork that fans submitted. And just like there's nothing really written about it, which sucks. Never been pressed, but it should be because I'd buy it. So that's what I got for number 2. What do you got for number 1?
Elva's
baby.
Mulva.
That's what we got. So that's the album of the week. We're gonna break it down. Don't be like that guy who listened to the AFI episode a couple days ago and said, "You guys, what did he say? Guys, like, you guys got all like, what did he say?
Oh, he said you spent all this time ranking, and then you got to Crash Love and said, okay, next.
Number 5. Yeah, you guys built up for Crash Love. All you guys kept talking about was Crash Love in the rankings.
Idiot.
But when you got to, you just skipped it. It's like, well, clearly we broke down that record. We're not going to fucking talk about it on the rankings.
Stupid
It's
idiot.
like we're not going to do on with Elva. So go listen to the main episode, and then go enjoy yourselves.
What a dummy.
Give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Music, and
What a dummy.
smash that subscribe
Don't get
button
it.
too.
How many butts do we got to cut? You know what I mean? It's what a dummy.
I almost wanted to comment that too, but I thought that comment would probably get flagged on YouTube.
What, that he's a dummy? Because you can't call people dummies?
I was going to say, no, how many butts am I going to have to cut? Like that right there would probably get you flagged on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Um,
You can't cut butts.
Can't cut butts. So that's it. Thank you all for listening. That's it. That's all.
That's so stupid.
Chickens are...
You can't cut butts.